My name is Ira Kerns. I'm the Managing Director of MeetingMetrics, and GuideStar Research is our parent company. Well, essentially, we have an online system, which we've developed over 5 years, that enables meeting planners and meeting owners and educational program directors to measure the results of their meetings and their conferences, and particularly their educational sessions, so that our system takes you from creating the questionnaires, where we have elaborate templates, best practice questions, an inventory of over 1,000 questions in the session set up so that they can pick and choose, fully customizable. Then they can administer their own surveys, send the messages, and ultimately collect the data in real time online into our report center, where they can run their own reports. So, for example, here at AIBTM, where we're doing the session evaluations, as we have done for several years, we're a partner with Reed, and they use us in several of their global portfolio events. They'll be able to get results for ratings and the speaker sessions within minutes. So they'll have it tonight, every night, right away. It's almost instantaneous. Well, it's very important, especially when you're going to design a meeting that achieves results that are measurable. For instance, and not particularly here, but in most of our corporate meetings and some association meetings, we recommend a pre-meeting survey to analyze the needs of the attendees who are coming, sort of like consumers who are going to have the meeting experience. So if we can find out what they really need and want, what their priorities are, then the meeting designer can design a meeting that's bang on, that really satisfies their needs as well as the sponsor's needs. So pre-meeting survey research is very important, and then we have a post-meeting survey that examines how well the meeting did. In other words, how well did it perform? What do we see in terms of shifts from pre to post-meeting on knowledge, on attitudes, perceptions, abilities, intentions, and after the meeting, what are they doing back in the job? What are they accomplishing? So that a meeting is now a strategic event used to drive an organization's performance and the attendees' performance after the meeting. But in order to really know what a meeting has accomplished, if you don't have a pre-meeting baseline, you have nothing to judge the post-meeting results from. So you don't know if you move the needle from 65 to 85 or from 85 to 65 because you have no baseline. So we preach pre- and post-meeting research, and we call it research-driven meetings. The result is what we call ROE, a return on event. And so that's mostly for the corporations, because associations don't do so much pre-meeting work. They do post-meeting evaluations, and they tend to use that information for their pre-meeting. But we think that's almost a year away, and they should really do something more closer to the meeting to determine what's really relevant now versus 12 months ago when the meeting occurred. We're introducing version 3.1 of our session evaluation survey tools. And the big news here is that we've now added a very large expanded CE, or continuing education, capability. So now if you do our session evaluations and you're here to earn credits for certification, accreditation, you can be online, and when you're done evaluating the sessions, you can click on a link in our messages, and you can download your certificate immediately. So there's no paperwork involved for the association to prepare certificates or distribute certificates. We can also distribute them in a batch en masse. But our philosophy about session evaluation is paperless, quick, on demand, accurate, and professional. And so we're pretty excited about this. We also can do multiple certificates for the same session. So if you've got a lawyer and a CPA and they're attending the same session, but they're going to get different certificates with different credit hours, we'll be able to accommodate that. In fact, we have a client that's running one right now, the Premier Healthcare Alliance. We're looking for, on the association side, education program directors and managers of professional education programs, and the conferences that have, as they do here, large numbers of educational sessions for our session evaluation and also for our post evaluations. In addition to that, of course, meeting directors who are in charge of the whole event that are looking for post-event and pre-event evaluations. On the corporate side, it's pretty similar, but there are less of the education sessions of great number. I mean, some of our education sessions and associations might be 200 or 300 or 400 sessions in a large event. But you don't find that in the corporation. You find maybe they're running at 8, 10, 15 breakouts. So mainly for corporations, it's the meeting owner and the meeting designer or the meeting manager, as well as the executive meeting planners. So how do they find us? They find us on the web. They can contact me directly. Our web is www.meetingmetrics.com.